Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Vevor tool review. This time I'm going to be reviewing a hydraulic hole punch. It's a punch for punching round holes in thin sheet metal, normally used by electricians for duct work and that sort of thing. I've got a different use for it. Before I get started, I want to make one or two things perfectly clear. I don't work for Vevor. Vevor don't pay me for doing this. The way it works is I find a product on Vevor that I like and I think I can use. Vevor then send it to me completely free of charge. I do a review on it. If it's shite, I'll say it's shite. If it's good, I'll say it's good. Up to now, all the stuff I've had has been good. The payment I get is to keep the item after I've reviewed it. Simple as that. There's nothing hidden, it's not pull up, it's exactly the way it is, real world review. I don't try and smash things and break things, but I certainly work them the way they're intended to be used. Right, that's enough talk. Let's get in the box and see what we get. Metal storage box. Very nicely packaged. Nice thick cardboard. Certainly been no damage to it. Right, some instructions. Step drill. I've got some of them, they're very handy. Hydraulic ram and the hydraulic pump. I can't understand how they can do this for the price. Really, I can't. They look like spare seals in there. And these will be all the dies and punches for different sizes of hole. I think it goes from 1/2 inch up to 4 inch, or 13mm to 400. Right, first things first, we'll have a look at the actual ram and the pump. Output tonnage, it says 15 ton, and it is 1/2 inch to 4 inch. They do a smaller one, a 10 ton one. That's the one I actually wanted, but they didn't have one in stock, so they sent us a bigger one. I suppose bigger is normally better. Little porta power ram, made of steel as well. A little on-off handle on there. I would imagine you just close the valve and pump it. That's getting pulled in, and that is what works the tools to cut through the metal. It hasn't got to cut much, just as the thickness of the metal really, but it's got quite a long stroke. It's probably moving 3/4 inch, 19mm. So that works fine. Nice and straightforward. Nice little ram. So it's a pulling ram as opposed to a pushing ram. That's 3 adapter bolts here, different sizes. Quite nicely made as well. Nice threads. I'm going to make adapters for this to do the particular job I want. And that thread there looks like M20 by 1.5. M20 by 1.5 is a very popular thread in the motor trade. It is in fact M20 by 1.5. I'll look at some other packets and see what we'll get. These appear to be the actual dies that do the cutting. Or at least the ones that do the small sizes. Like I say, it does go up to 100mm or 4 inch. Look at the small one, 1/2 inch. And I think when these dies are in use, it actually cuts the part, or the washer it cuts out in half, and I want the washers to be kept whole. So I'm going to have to modify things to do the job that I want. Yeah, that's going to go through there punch the metal out and cut it in half. These are all the same, just they go up in sizes. The biggest one. That's 2-inch, 60mm. And once again, that will cut the washer in half, which is not what I want. You want marks on so you can line them up with a hole, so you can mark your hole centre, and then line up on the marks. We'll look at the biggest one. Right, that's 4-inch. So that's going to cut quite a size hole. I don't think that'll cut the washer into parts, but it's going to make it sort of wavy. I think it's only fair that we'll get some metal there and see what it'll cut the way it is designed to be used, and then we'll go about modifying things to cut out what I wanted to cut out. I've got some offcuts of steel here. That's 1.5mm stainless. That's 2mm mild steel. The different size pellets are for the different size punches. Obviously the bigger the punch, the bigger the thread, and the smaller the punch, the smaller the thread. You need to put a pellet hole through here first to accept. In this case, it's going to be that one, the small pellet. That's 10mm. They do supply one of these tapered hole drills. I've got some of these that are quite good, really sharp. You haven't got to use this, you could use any drill you wanted really, but it comes in the kit, so we'll give it a try. Right, it's not exactly wonderful. I'm not really impressed with that hole drill, but that's not what I'm supposed to be testing. No, that's not the best at all, that. That's better. Right, so we've got a hole through that we can get the arbor through. Right, so that screws into there. We're going to use this one, which is a 3/4 inch hole. So that goes onto there, and then your piece of plate goes onto there. The actual thing that's going to do the cutting, that goes onto there, and then the check nut goes on there. And you can line it up. That's a good fit on the arbor, so that's going to go straight through there like that. So I think we're ready now to cut the first hole. And that is absolutely, that surprised me, that how easy that went through there. Right, like I said, it does cut the washer in half, which is not what I want, but it's not designed for what I want it to use it for. So as far as cutting holes, excellent. Right, naturally I'm going to try a bigger one. So we'll take this out, put the big arbor in. I would suggest some grease on those threads. I'll get some now just to keep them nice. Grease on the threads. Right, we've got this one open, so might as well use this one. That's 2-inch. That goes on there. And you can see why they've left the marks there, so I can line the marks up. We'll put it together first. Right, if I turn it over, I can now line up the marks. If I line 2 marks up like that, the other 2 have got to be good. A little bit of weight on it. Right. This is a 2-inch hole into 2mm metal steel. Absolutely effortless. 2-inch hole. That is, I'm impressed. I'm going to try it on a bit of stainless. Stainless steel is always nasty stuff to cut. Once again, the washer or the waste bit's in 2 parts, so it doesn't get stuck in there. Really clean. Yeah. What a brilliant bit of kit. I'll drill a hole in a bit of stainless. I'm going to use my drill prep to do it, and then we'll go about punching that out. Right, so I've drilled a hole, 10mm hole in that bit of stainless. So we need to put in the small arbor or small adapter. Threads are really nice on there, and that grease is going to keep them nice all the way in like that. Use a 30mm one. Right. Anybody that's put holes in stainless will appreciate how good that is, because it's horrible bastard stuff to try and drill. We'll put a bigger one through it. I'll open this one up, see what size that is. Right, 2.5-inch hole this one's going to cut. See, that's a different type of cutter. Right. 1.5mm stainless. That is not much the matter with that. I think it would cut thicker than that, but basically you don't need to cut any thicker than that, not what it's designed for. It has left that washer, what I would call a wriggly washer. It hasn't, sharp edges on the bastard. It hasn't cut it into 2. That would knock straight, and you could use that washer if you wanted to. So for the purpose it's designed for, it just works. It works a lot better than I thought it would. I'm really impressed. That's shite, but I expected it. I paid 40 quid for one of these, a decent one. And this comes in a kit. This is, you know, like 150 quid kit, you get everything. So you're not going to get a top-notch step drill. Right, what I want to use it for is, if you watch my channel, you'll see I do quite a lot of work on old vintage steam engines, and I make a lot of copper washers. That's 4mm copper plate, and I need to make washers to fit on there. I've been using my plasma table and cut them on the plasma. It works, but it's not ideal. I'm sure this will be a lot better. The trouble is, I want to use the washer. I don't want the washer destroyed when it cuts through. So I'm going to have to make some tooling to cut the washers without damaging them. I've drilled a hole in my piece of copper, and I'm going to use a 22mm die just to get a hole through to start it. Then I'll have to make a little adapter. This copper's in what they call half hard state, it hasn't been fully softened. Right, so it's gone through there very neatly indeed. Anybody that's tried to drill a hole in copper or machine copper, it's horrible stuff to work with. I need to work out what size dies I need to make the washer I want to fit on this particular union. I'm sure you'll agree that it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It puts holes in things. It put a hole through a bit of 1.55mm stainless effortlessly. It punched my 4mm copper nice and clean, which is what I wanted to do. I'm going to do a follow-up video probably in 2 or 3 weeks time, and I'm going to make some tooling, some dies to cut the custom copper washers that I want to use all the time. The question is, would I buy one of these? Absolutely. I think it's good value for money, especially if you're into sheet metal working. There is a discount code in the introduction box of the video for this item, and I think it also gives you 5% off anything from Vevor. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget, click to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.